We are here to celebrate World Book Day under the theme, Making It Your Own World Book Day. And we're certainly doing that today. We're making it our own. 1 year ago to this exact date, we were at another location. We were at Central High School, where we launched the National Literacy Department under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Minister of Education, Mrs. Priya Manichan. What a journey it has been in that 1 year. And this journey started, first of all, with us recognizing that there needed to be a national action plan. If we do not know where we're going, it will be very difficult for us to actually have an aim. So we needed to know where we were heading so that we will make the right hit. So with that action plan, we created a 5-prong approach to improving literacy. And the areas of focus are training, development of resources, parent education, monitoring and supervision of the school system, and of course, collaboration and partnership. During the year, we executed a series of activities. There were the Literacy Bee, Jeopardy, literacy clinics, and the Reading Role Model Marathon, all of which sought to sensitize our adult population and our nation about the importance of reading and literacy. Continuing on that journey, we visited schools in regions 1, 4, 7, 8, 9, and in some other communities in Georgetown to ensure that our teachers were practicing those skills that will help our children to attain their literacy levels. Today, as I said before, we are certainly making this World Book Day 1 year after we were established our own. And I want to say again, many thanks to our Minister of Education for her belief in the team that she has selected to serve in this area, that we can deliver and that we can work to ensure that together we raise a nation of readers and writers. Today's activity presents an opportunity for us to continue to sensitize and build awareness of the one Guyana that we seek to build. A land where all citizens can read and all citizens have functional literacy skills so that they can contribute not only to the development of themselves, but their families, their communities, and of course, our country at large. We are excited to continue the journey to be able to deliver quality education to our learners. We believe that every child has a right to education, and we believe that every child can learn to read, and every child must read. If we continue to drive initiatives that are going to ensure there is full exposure to all of our citizens, then I believe that we will be able to build that nation of readers and writers. Today, we are launching Read Guyana Challenge. So the National Literacy Department is inviting all citizens across Guyana to read with us in the month of May. We want everyone, there are 5 Mondays in the month of May, and so we want everyone to read 5 books or 5 stories in the month of May. Now, it's not just about reading these books and saying, I have read them. We want you to be able to respond to what you have read in those books. So we're encouraging all citizens to read and to complete book reports based on those 5 books.
On behalf of the Department of Education, Georgetown, I want to say that we are very happy and privileged to be on board with the National Literacy Unit in all the activities that they are going to be a part of to ensure that, according to our collective objective, is to ensure that every Guyanese child becomes literate and readers at their grade level.
There was the celebration of this day in earlier times, 1922, and it came with the efforts of Vincent Andres from Spain, and he wanted to celebrate famous writers which you may have studied in school for literature. That is William Shakespeare, among others. I just want to leave with you and to add my voice to that of Ms. Joseph with regards to having our children read at their designated level, that it must be a concerted effort at every level. And I say to you today, encourage your children, the students, the people in the communities, etc. Because as you know, and I do not have to reiterate, because many persons here today are in the field of education, enlightening the minds of our children and also of that of our nation. You know, reading builds your vocabulary, it keeps your mind active, it helps you sleep better, it lowers your depression levels, and books make the world go round. I know when you engage with your reading, you visit places you've never visited before you actually do. And I say to you, every time you see a child where it's possible, give them a book. Yeah. Do not say to them, it's exam times and therefore you cannot read. I want to see, and I challenge our teachers to say, read for recreation and not only for examinations, because this is the time. It's common entrance is coming up. All the parents come to the library. We're not reading today because he's preparing for exams. You must let them read for enjoyment and not only for their academic pursuits.
Let us be aware and let us be cognizant that to execute our goals sometimes we need help. And when we need help, ask for it. We don't need to be ashamed. You and I can look around each day, and I'm sure there's more than enough that we can point to that requires effort. But sometimes that effort comes from partnership. We can't get where we're going always on our own. I like the words of a very famous actor who said, don't stop when you're tired, stop when you're done. Don't hold back, don't fall back. If you're not already a reader, I encourage you to give it a try. Remember, change is not always easy, but it oftentimes provides us with the ability to learn and to do something new.
That is what I think activities like these promote. That appetite for reading, that appetite for getting lost in words and books, that appetite for transitioning beyond your immediate reality, to go and visit places beyond your wildest imaginings. And that happens from in books. Now, these things don't ever happen in isolation. You have to be able to be in an environment to hear the words. You have to be in an environment to see the words. And you have to be in an environment where there are books for you to engage in reading. These are the things that are critical. It does not have to be an exercise in expensive finance. It doesn't have to be an exercise in only those who know can know. Creating enabling environments for words and reading can happen by transportation to the library, can happen when schools decide that every classroom will have a devoted corner for reading. An enabling environment is a supportive person. It can be an adult, it can be an older sibling, it could be a cousin, an auntie, or even the shop owner of the corner, who decides this should be a priority for you. Let us work together to make that possible. So an enabling environment is not just a physical space, a perimeter, or an area. An enabling environment can be a person. It's you, it's me. It's a newspaper, it's an online magazine, it's a graphic novel, it's a children's book, it's a grandma telling her life stories to her willing grandchildren who will listen. Those are enabling environments for literacy promotion, for reading, for getting lost in words. So we all have a role to play in creating these environments so that our children can thrive. And of course, our children are our citizens. People like to say children are the future citizens. They are present citizens. Certainly they don't have voting rights just yet. But can you all agree that they occupy important space in the very fabric of our society? And we owe it to them to make decisions that would further promote their development.
Hello, my name is Stephan Farier, and I really like reading because it can take you places that you've never been before, and it can strengthen your imagination a lot. And sometimes it can make you even laugh because books are very funny and it intrigues you, and then you just keep wanting to read it more and more.
Hi, my name is Narisa Luke. I am 8 years old. I like reading because it's fun and it's how you learn about things that you don't know, or even you don't know stuff but you're learning it from the books. So that's why I love reading.
I am Narisa Luke. I am 12 years old, and I love reading because it takes you on different adventures and it exposes you to a whole new world and vocabulary.
Hi, my name is Rafika Chichester. I am 10 years old and I love reading because reading takes me on different adventures. It increases my vocabulary and it teaches me about different stories of the book Cinderella. It teaches me how the stepmother treated a girl badly and her life became a living fairy tale.
I think it's important that children read because if they don't read, then they won't know words, they won't know a lot of things.
When you read, you go on different adventures, your vocabulary increases, you learn new things, new words, and book teaches you a lot.
Hello, my name is Stephan Farier. When you read, it engages the mind. You learn how to use language. So that's one of the primary means through which we acquire our sense of how any language is used. But in this context, the English language, you get to look at different expressions and the words used in different contexts. So as you go through all the different expressions, and I can tell you, my son has so much things and sayings that he pick up from just reading. And you know that nobody in the house speaks like this, but that's from this book. And you can tell the language is alive when you read. See, just listening and watching TV, your imagination is already occupied because everything is being imagined for you. But when you read, that is when you have to fill in the blanks. Like, what does it smell like? Or what does it feel? How does this person feel? You ask yourself different questions. And you practice the imagination. And having a healthy imagination is very important for being a creative individual. And I think especially in this generation, a lot of people don't really read. A lot of the people I teach, they don't read novels or even newspapers or maybe anything really except Facebook posts or so on. But it is important to read this literature proper. So as to foster a healthy imagination and creativity.